I was looking at a Black History calendar and I came across the name Fanny M. Jackson. It stated that she was the first educator and first Black woman college graduate in the United States. Being an educator myself, this piqued my interest, so I started my research. Fanny was born into slavery in 1837 in Washington, D.C. Fanny remained in D.C. as a slave until she turned 12, at which time one of her aunts bought her out of slavery for $125. She was sent to another aunt in New Bedford, Massachusetts. There, she had to work for her room and board. She was hired as a domestic or housekeeper. She was allowed to go to school when she wasn't at work. She couldn't go to school if it was wash day or ironing day or cleaning day, but she never gave up. At 14, Fanny had an opportunity to move to Rhode Island with an aunt by marriage. She found a permanent place working for the family of George Calvert. Here she had 1 hour every afternoon to take some private lessons. After that, she went to the public colored school for a few months. After studying at Rhode Island State Normal School, Fanny realized that she wanted to teach, but she felt that she needed to learn more, so she decided to try and get into Oberlin College. Oberlin College was the only college in the United States that would allow colored and female students to attend. She was accepted and her aunt in D.C. was able to pay her way. The course of study there was the same as at Harvard College. The faculty did not forbid women to take what they called the gentleman's course, which included a lot of Latin, Greek, and math, but they did not advise it. So of course Fanny took that course of study. She was extremely successful. She said of the pressure she felt as a Black woman, "I never rose to recite in my classes at Oberlin, but I had the honor of the whole African race upon my shoulders. I felt that should I fail, it would be ascribed to the fact that I was colored." In her junior year, Fanny was the first Black person to be chosen, along with 39 white students, to be a pupil teacher. In her senior year, she organized an evening course of reading and writing for free African Americans. In her later years, Fanny said, "It was in me to get an education and to teach my people. This idea was deep in my soul." In 1865, Fanny graduated from Oberlin with a bachelor's degree. She was only one of 3 Black women to graduate from college at that time. Following graduation, a Friends School in Philadelphia, named the Institute of Colored Youth, hired Fanny to teach Greek, Latin, and higher mathematics. The Institute for Colored Youth was founded by the Quakers to disprove the idea that the Negro was an inferior creation, formed by the Almighty for just the work he was doing. So the fair-minded Quakers decided to build this school to make a mockery of the remarks that were supposedly said by John C. Calhoun. While Fanny was teaching at the Institute for Colored Youth, she also served as the principal of the girls' high school. In 1869, she became the head principal of the Institute. She was the first African-American woman in the country to hold such a position, and she quickly began to direct the course of the school. In 1871, Jackson introduced a normal school department, and within a few years, enrollment in teacher training far exceeded the enrollment in the classics course. She added a practice teaching system in 1878. Because Fanny felt that vocational training was as important a tool as academic education in the struggle to end discrimination, in 1889 she introduced an industrial training department that offered instruction in 10 trades. Fanny resigned her post with her beloved institute in 1902. The school was moved to Cheney, Pennsylvania in 1904 and eventually became Cheney State College in 1951. In 1881, she had married the Reverend Levi Coppin, who in 1900 became a bishop of the AME Church. In 1902, the Coppins sailed for Cape Town, South Africa, and over the next decade, Fanny worked tirelessly among the Native Black women, organizing mission societies and promoting temperance, as well as founding the Bethel Institute in Cape Town. She then returned to Philadelphia, where she spent the remainder of her life. In 1926, the high-end training school of Baltimore was renamed Jackson Coppin Normal School, now Coppin State University. Fanny Jackson Coppin's greatest accomplishment was her influence on her students. She encouraged them to excel and to dream. Frances Fanny Marion Jackson Coppin was a model of academic excellence. What a heritage she has left for those who followed. You can read more about Fanny Coppin in her autobiography, Reminiscences of School Life and Hints on Teaching. Thank you, Fanny Jackson Coppin.